Hey guys, this is SoFlo Josh, and today Jeep has finally unveiled the two-row version of the regular Jeep Grand Cherokee. So let's get right into this video, alright? So with this new Grand Cherokee, the two-row, it's essentially the exact same outside minus the fact of the elongated version of the three-row version. On the rear side, you do get this floating C-pillar, which I'm honestly not a huge fan. I think that's a cheap way that Jeep did that design. I felt like they wanted to differentiate the three-row from the two-row, and I think that was not the best idea to do a floating roof design. It kind of works on Japanese vehicles, but it doesn't work on American-made vehicles, in my opinion. There's no more of that silver chrome that goes from, you know, the A pillar all the way down and then to the D pillar actually, which I think it wasn't that good on the three-row and it wouldn't be good on the two-row, but still I don't think that floating roofline was really well done. So Jeep, the huge thing about the two-row compared to the three-row is the fact that it has the 4xe plug-in hybrid. So this 4xe power plant is the exact same one that was from the Wrangler 4xe, which is the 2.0 turbo turbocharged engine producing 375 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque. This is all mated through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Mind you, it now gets 25 miles of electric range compared to the 31 of the Wrangler, which I think is kind of weird because if you think about it, the Wrangler is actually a body-on-frame chassis rather than the unibody that the Grand Cherokee is running on. So I kind of don't understand the reason as to why it makes less range on the electric side compared to the Wrangler. I found that extremely weird that Jeep decided to go ahead and minimize the amount of miles that you would get on the electric range. So with this 2.0 turbo, you actually get a max towing of 6,000 pounds, which I'm gonna say is not that bad compared to, let's say, for example, an Acura MDX. Though that one is a three-row, that one being on the light truck chassis that Honda has produced for Acura and the other Honda products that are coming down the pipeline, that one makes around 5,000 pounds. So overall, I think it's a pretty cool powertrain. You know, you do get a turbocharged engine compared to the naturally aspirated engines that there is for this two-row Grand Cherokee. I will also say that there's two other power plants, like I mentioned. There is the 3.6 liter Pentastar V6, the exact same one. You know, it makes 293 horsepower, and then of course that one actually is most likely going to be your base engine from now on. It's the same thing with the Grand Cherokee L. They had the 3.6 liter as the base engine. Then you have to go up to the actually the 5.7 Hemi V8, which they also have for this one as well. But it's still one thing that's lacking is the supposed 3 liter, or actually 2.9 or 3 liter inline 6-cylinder turbocharged engine. Not BMW, Jeep has actually been developing this engine for a very long time. It was rumored to have gone and debuted inside of the Grand Wagoneer, but they decided to go ahead and postpone it. I believe the reason why they're postponing it is because they wanted to go ahead and get that 4xe technology mated with the 3 liter turbocharged engine. It's quite possibly that could be the case, or they want to save it for a later date, maybe debut it probably for the 2023 model year, the Grand Cherokee. The rumor going around right now is that the Grand Cherokee will be the first one to actually get the 3 liter turbo, the 3 liter turbocharged engine. So with the V6, of course, you get the same exact 357 horsepower, 390 pound-feet of torque. This one actually gets a max towing of 7,200 pounds, which is relatively great. So going on to the interior now, the interior looks almost identical. I would say that the only differences is the fact that this isn't the 3-row version, so you don't have the captain's chair. You have a full bench, and you have a bigger, trunk area capacity compared to the 3-row with the 3-row up. And the second thing that I noticed is that on the L, compared to the 2-row version, you get this screen for the passenger side. Now that screen is the exact same one that we saw debut in the Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer. Now the weird thing is, personally, that I don't really understand the purpose of that screen being inside of the Grand Cherokee. I can understand the purpose mainly in the Wagon and Wagoneer, as that's basically your premium model. That's the one that competes with the Top Dog, the Yukon, the Escalade, the Navigator, all those types of luxury vehicles. I can understand that, but in this, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me. I believe that is a standard package on the Summit Reserve. On other models, you can get it as an option, and I'm not really a huge fan of that whole entire screen. I still think that adding that screen there, even if you're a driver, you could get distracted by your passenger who is using that screen over and over and over again, and it really doesn't. It just adds more complication to the vehicle. It's another technology that's in the vehicle that's probably going to get some kind of bugs in it, like some type of bug software-wise, and it's going to be one of those things where it's just going to be, frustrating that you paid, let's say, for example, about $1,000 for that screen, and it's just constantly having issues over and over and over again. You do also get the exact same screen size for the base model from the L, as well as the upgraded screen size. So essentially, yeah, it's basically the exact same, interior as what you would get in the regular Grand Cherokee L, which is understandable. Why make two different type of interiors for a car, and that's basically just going to bring up the cost for it. You of course you get the ambient lighting you can get on the model. You get the wood trim depending on which variant you get. But I mean, it's the newer interior. It looks really nice. You have the digital gauge clusters, the same heads-up display, the Macintosh, basically all the things that you got on the the L version is on this one. But let's go ahead and talk on the pricing side. So Jeep didn't release the pricing on the press media site, which is odd, but they released it on their homepage websites whenever you go under the Grand Cherokee. So starting out with the Laredo 4x2, mind you, a lot of these prices that I'm going to tell you right now, except for the Summit Reserve, are going to be primarily 4x2, and the Trailhawk is going to be 100% 4x4 because that's the trail rated model. So with the Laredo 4x2, it's going to come in at $37,390. So I mean, it of course it's gone up compared to the previous model year, but I mean, it's technically a whole entire new chassis. It's a lot lighter. There's a lot more technology involved on the Grand Cherokee, so it makes sense to increase the price. The Altitude 4x2 is $41,945. The Limited comes in at $43,710. Now, this is the 4x2 as well. Trailhawk 4x4 comes in at a whopping $50,275. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause it right here. So $50,275. Okay, this is not even the 4xe model. Okay, I think it's a little ridiculous that the Trailhawk 4x4 is worth $50,000. I understand that it gets a Quadralift, the Quadradrive 2 4x4 system, the air suspension system, which gives you 11.3 inches of ground clearance. You also get the water fording at 24 inches, which is very impressive. And then you also get, for example, the class exclusive sway bar disconnect, and overall that's a better aspect for whenever you're going off-road for better wheel articulation. But $50,000 is a little over the top. On the Jeep website, they actually had the Build My Own on there, and I went on there, and like I mentioned, you can't see the actual pricing for the Build My Own for some odd reason. I still think it's a little glitched, but whenever you you build it and everything like that, you know, there's some little options that you can choose from, packaging, well, interior and packaging wise, you know. The Trailhawk does come with the same exact red stitching that we found on the previous gen, a nicer steering wheel. You got some open pored wood all over the area. I will say that I still do like the Trailhawk edition for the interior front. It looks very, very nice. But some of the packages, for example, is the Advanced Protect Group 2, which gives you the intersection collision assist system, night vision with pedestrian and animal detection, park sense, front and rear park assist with stop, and then surround view camera. Surround view camera, I think, should be standard for an off-road trim. It shouldn't have to be inside of a package. I'm gonna say that right now. I don't think that an off-road trim should have, should have it placed inside of a package. It has to be standard. Then you get the Luxury Tech Group 3, which gives you the hands-free power liftgate, which honestly, hands-free power liftgate should be standard once you already have a liftgate that automatically opens. It shouldn't be an option in a package. Once again, of course, we don't know the pricings of each of this package. I'm going to say that right now as well. But it's just very weird the way that Jeep is packaging their packages right now is not the best. I'm sorry, but so far I'm not really liking the way they've done the packaging. You have memory steering column, door and liftgate, passive entry, power tilt and telescoping steering column, rain sensing windshield wipers, which should be standard for whenever you go off-road. Shouldn't be in a package. You also get the rear view auto dimming digital display mirror, which essentially, you know, if you flip one of the switches on the top, you can go ahead and see through a camera on the antenna of the Grand Cherokee. The manual second row window shades and the wireless charging pad. And of course you get the rear seat video group. I'm sure that many of you guys know that. And then of course you could also get the finished package by Mopar, which gives you the flaps, paint protection film, and the rear splash guards. But like I said, I don't really particularly like the way that Jeep is doing these packaging so far from what I'm seeing on their website. I mean, even the dual panoramic sunroof, which I think was standard on the Trailhawk for the previous generation, is now an option, which is kind of an oddity to think that a new generation has come out and you're telling me that you cannot go ahead and add the panoramic sunroof as standard, especially on a $50,000 vehicle. Let's go on to the Overland. The Overland here is the 4x2 as well, $53,305. Summit is $57,365. And listen to this, the Summit Reserve is coming in at $63,365. So that's basically all the pricing that we know as of right now. We don't know any of the pricing for the 4xe because it's coming in early 2022. They haven't done any of the pricings on the website though. You can go ahead and build your 4x4 or 4xe models. But like I said, for example, let's go ahead and take the most off-road capable model trim out of all the Grand Cherokees right now. It's a Trailhawk. With the $50,000 that you're getting on the gasoline powered versions, imagine how much the 4xe is going to cost. I'm suspecting around $57,000, which I think for some buyers who wanted that, you know, electric hybrid range, I don't think they're going to be very happy with that. They're probably going to go for one of the lower trims like the Limited or the Altitude, get the 4xe with that one, and then call it a day, because I just don't think that somebody's going to go ahead and honestly pay that much money for the 4xe technology with a 2-liter turbo a couple more horsepower because of the basically electric assist boost that they have for the engine and the transmission, I don't really think that a lot of people are going to go ahead and just buy that. They're probably going to just buy the gasoline version, or like I said, get the lower trims. But personally, I don't think that Jeep has done a really great job with the pricing as of right now, and I think that they need to go ahead and fix this as soon as they can, because I'm so far I've looked at the forums and hearing people's complaints, and I've been seeing it, and a lot of people are not really happy as to what Jeep is doing with the new two-row version, pricing wise and packaging wise. There's also the same exact colors that we have on the L version. I mean, come on, can you all just make different shades? It doesn't have to be black, gray, and the exact same red that you guys have. What happened to the blue that you guys showed us on the press photo, the press release one that we saw on the reveal event? Which I think it's one of those things. It's like, what's up with the packaging? I don't know if it's glitched right now. I don't know if Jeep purposely did it like this, but it seems like as of right now, this is just what you're getting. You're just getting whatever they have to build. And then I'm sure that they're going to do the same thing with the Grand Cherokee L, where they went ahead and started adding a bunch of other packages after a couple months of it being able to be ordered, which I think personally is honestly ridiculous. If you don't have all the things available all at once, I understand the chip shortage is one thing, but I'm sure that painting doesn't have to do anything with chip shortage. I'm sure that's a completely different thing. So if you don't have any of those paints available, then what's the point of having the availability of going ahead and selling these vehicles with just the regular white, gray, black, and red? And the red doesn't even look that good. They just need to add more colors to this model. I mean, for crying out loud, the previous generation had actually more colors than what this actually has right now, and it's kind of sad and ridiculous to think about. But personally, that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. That's going to be it for today's video, guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe on the channel. Please just let me know exactly what you think Jeep was thinking about when they decided to go ahead and announce these pricings. Do you like the pricings for them? Do you think people are actually going to pay a lot more money for the 4xe technology? I know in some states they still give you the $7,000 tax refundable thing for having a hybrid model, but still at the end of the day, you know, it's one of those things that's like, you're really going to pay almost $60,000 for a 2-liter turbo with hybrid assist. Think about that for a second. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end it there. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye bye.